comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I went down and watched the movie Avatar last night, all 3 hours and 15 fucking minutes of it. And before I went there, I was feeling a bit fucking shit. I've been going to the gym. It's the first time I've worked out 3 days in a row for quite some time. So I was feeling pretty shit. Plus there's a steam room at the gym, which is unfucking real. It's the best steam room I've ever been in. It just blasts steam the whole time you're in there. It never stops. It's going to break down at some point while I'm here because it's just at full blast all the time. The Indians do not give a fuck. You know that little thermometer thing that gauges the temperature and controls the amount of steam that goes in and out? Well, in this steam room, it's hanging on a long wire, and what people do is they put it on the outside of the door. They fling it over and shut the door so the thermometer's on the outside of the steam room, and it just guns the steam the whole fucking time you're in there. It's great. But it fucks you up. So I was heading to Avatar and I was feeling pretty shit. But who cares? I'm going to see fucking Avatar. I can't even remember the first one, but I'm going to see the second one, and I was pretty pumped. So go in there and you got to wear those fucking glasses because it's like 3D. I can't really remember what was going on from the first one, but in the second one, there's a kid with dreadlocks. The bad dude's there again. Like, I don't want to ruin the movie, but yeah, the bad dude's back. And then about 10 minutes before the intermission, because there's intermissions in India, every movie they have a half time. Get some popcorn, get your samosa, get your chai, come back in. So 10 minutes before the intermission, boom, I get that fucking cut across my eye thing, the blurry vision thing. And I'm like, oh no, not now. I think it was a combination of the steam room, the gym, wearing those fucking glasses for the movie, but it just went woof, and my vision was blurry, and I'm like, fuck, I've got about an hour here before I'm going to get a fucked up migraine. And I knew this one was going to be big because that cut in my vision, that blurry cut, it was big. Sometimes they're smaller, sometimes they're big, but this one was big, and I'm like, fuck, this is going to hurt. Anyway, I'm just sitting there, intermission comes, I go to the toilet, I'm fucking out of it. Like, my vision's blurry, I'm disorientated. That happens sometimes when I get this fucking migraine. I get really disorientated, and I can't read anything because my eye's blurry, but then I can't really take in information very well either. It's a real weird fucking feeling. So I'm in the lobby of the cinema during the intermission, and I'm like, fuck, should I go in and watch the second half of the movie, or should I just go back now and get in a dark room and wait for this fucking migraine to hit and then take some of the drugs I have left over from my fucking toothache? And that felt like too much of a mission at that point in time. So I was like, fuck it. I'll go back into the cinema. I'll ride it out. I'll watch the rest of the movie. I was kind of enjoying the movie anyway, so I was like, I want to watch the end. Anyway, I get back into the cinema, and I can't put the 3D glasses back on because I don't want it to get any worse. But I can see the screen, and it's all good. I can still watch it. It's fine. And then my hand starts going numb like it usually does. And then I'm looking around, and I can't really I'm looking at like people next to me and shit and around. I'm like, fucking, this is starting to get a little bit confusing. Like, what's going on here? And I look at the screen and I can't recognize any of the characters. I'm like, am I in the right cinema? Did I walk back into the right cinema? Like, I mean, none of the characters. I couldn't recognize any. I couldn't tell the difference between the avatar, the blue cunts, and the humans. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I could only make out what was going on by the audio. Like, someone would say Marjake or Loak or whatever the fuck their names were. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? That's him. What I was seeing was a completely different fucking thing. It was very fucking disconcerting, to be honest with you. It was fucking almost provoking a panic attack. I was like, I don't know what's going on in this movie. I can't recognize any of the faces. I don't know what the plot line is anymore. I can only fucking listen to it. The only thing that's making sense is the audio, the vision. My vision, the visuals was a completely different fucking world. I was like, this is fucked. But my thinking was still straight as well. So I'm thinking, this must be what it's like to have dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever, because I'm sitting here, I'm not recognizing any of the faces at all. Like, there was an Australian character, and I know him from Australia as well. I've seen him in shit in Australia. So I'm like, oh, it's him. And you can tell by his voice. He's like, bloody fucking whatever. It was lame as fuck. But yeah, he's got the full Australian accent on. So in the middle of this, when I'm not recognizing any of the faces, some character comes on the screen, just some strange fucking weird thing that I couldn't process, and starts talking in an Australian accent. I'm like, no fucking way. Is that... what? That can't be the Australian guy. No way. And I'm just staring at the screen. That's what I was thinking. I was like, this must be what dementia feels like a little bit. I'm like, it's fucking hard to pretend as well. The only cues you can go with are the audio cues. Unless with dementia, the audio fucks up as well. Oh, that would be rough. You just wake up every morning in some strange place, surrounded by strange characters. At least if you had the audio, you can be like, oh, that's them. I'm fucked up. My vision's fucked up. I have to accept that. But I can hear that's this person. They're a different person every single day, but the voice is constant. At least the voice is constant. I can pretend. Still, that would be very difficult, but you're at least tethered to some sort of reality. If the voices started changing, then fucking, I don't know what you would do. You would have nothing anchoring you down to reality, really. So I'm just sitting there for the next hour and a half, I'm fucking trying not to have a panic attack. I'm just breathing in through my nose. I'm Wim Hofing the shit out of this movie. I'm like, I can't understand it. I don't know who these characters are. I might as well be in a fucking completely different fucking movie. And then on top of that, my hand's completely numb. I've got a fucking headache. I'm like, have I had a mini stroke here? What the fuck is going on? But I hung in there for the rest of the movie. Honestly, I need to go back and see it because I've got no fucking idea what happened in the last hour and a half. Like, I was watching it and I can describe to you what I saw, but I'm pretty sure a lot of it didn't actually happen. I was so fucking confused, and now I'm fucking terrified of dementia and Alzheimer's. If that was a look behind the curtain of old age, I'm going to be doing every single fucking thing possible to stave that shit off. It was one of the strangest fucking experiences I've ever had, and I need to figure out what the fuck is happening with these migraines now. I think it's when I'm overtired and I've had too many teas, and then a bright light hits me in the wrong way. It doesn't even have to be that bright anymore. It just has to be a light that hits at the wrong angle. I wonder if I should go for some brain scans. They'll probably end up finding out that you're too smart. They're like, Boyle, your brain is massive. They're like, the only reason we can think of that you're getting these migraines is your brain is so big, it barely even fits in your skull. It's pushing hard up against the inside of your skull because there's so much information in there. It keeps expanding. Anyway, fucking don't get dementia or Alzheimer's. Look into it. Try and prevent it. Exercise. Read. I don't know. Play chess or something. Do the shit you need to do to keep your mind active. Otherwise, your whole life is going to be like me sitting in Avatar for the second half. You're just going to be looking around just going, who the fuck are these characters and what am I doing here? Anyway, that'll do for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see you the fuck later.